I have haters. Let's talk about it. But first, look at this mess here. And the truck's even filthy too.
Yeah.
Check it out. So you did the inspection and the final purchase.
Yeah, it's my bacon if these go wrong.
Yep.
So.
You signed off on this?
Yeah.
All right.
It's kosher, so.
So if there's a problem here, you don't like this, Ethan's to blame.
It's Casey's money. He found him.
I mean, my money, but your fault.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Hey,
dude, these things are beefy.
I know, they're way bigger.
Way beefier than those other ones.
I took the liberty of explaining the difference on video, and
oh, then what the hell are we doing this for?
I don't know.
Cut to,
I'm in Montana buying tracks. I did make a mistake though. It is currently 8 degrees outside, and all I got is this flannel and a vest. So I'm gonna go freeze my tuchus off. I'll be right back. So you might ask what the difference is between the American track trucks and the Matt tracks. There's a number of things, but the biggest thing is these can be run year-round, on-road, off-road. No real restrictions on where you can and can't run them beyond what you want to do to them, maintenance and what have you. And another thing too with the Matt tracks is these used a forged aluminum frame, whereas the American track trucks are steel. The main drive wheel is also steel in this, but it looks like it uses either cast drive center, whereas the other one's all machined. There's some minor differences. These bogey wheels actually move up and down. They tilt like this. So there's a good number of differences between these two. I can't say if one's better than the other, but we're gonna test that.
And we're back. So,
there you go.
How was Montana?
I was there for like legitimately 30 minutes.
Yeah, you like crossed the border, and I told you you're going to Montana. He's all excited. Like it's 11 minutes from the border,
Yeah.
that you turn around and come back.
So I got there. I think the dude's name was Jerry or something like that. Found the guy. I'm like, I want your tracks. He's like, I got you. Let's go to the warehouse. Go to the warehouse. Stick him in a front end loader. Put him on the trailer. Strap him down.
Done.
Give him the cash, and off we went.
Perfect.
Like,
truck did good.
Yeah, truck did great.
Awesome. Does it handle better with air in the tires?
A little bit.
So when Ethan drove it back from, where were we? Idaho? Nevada. Yeah, when he drove it back from Nevada, he's like, man, this thing's kind of like wishy-washy squirrely. And I checked the air pressure in the tires. I knew I had left them a little low for a smoother ride. I don't know how low. These tires are rated for 110 PSI of air pressure. Because, you know, like it's a tow truck, heavy rated tires and wheels. I had them at 60. So
yeah, a little squishy.
That might have been the issue.
Yeah, it drove good. I have no complaints in that regard.
So speaking of the haters, one thing I got a whole lot of hate over was selling the track Jeep, because I was here for track recoveries. That's why I watched. Ta-da!
No more hating. Hating's bad.
No, hating's great.
No.
You want to know how good hating is?
How good is hating, Casey?
Don't move. I'll be right back.
What's he getting into now? Oh, this is the Action 4. This is a fancy camera. Oh, dude, what you got, Casey? Is this what I think it is?
So good that I got you a present.
I hate Casey. Well, hey, I guess this is a great moment to exchange gifts. So here, take this.
Okay. What do you got? I love this.
I know you're really sad.
Oh no! Did you see this?
I know you sold all your Jeeps and stuff, so I got you this. I think we can stick it in.
We can mount that right there.
We can work with
that. We can, if we loosen the tire, this will fit right there.
We can work with that.
We can make this happen. You know what's even better?
What's that?
On the internet last night, I ordered trail rated badges for it.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to keep calling it a Jeep too. Technically, whoa, hold up.
Okay.
This is a Jeep.
Yeah.
It's just highly modified. Those leaf springs are Jeep Wagoneer leaf springs.
Okay, and
so,
is that a Waggy 44 up front?
I'm not sure if it's a Wagoneer or an F-150 44. Okay. Don't know. But either way, the leaf springs are Jeep. So, if they started with the leaf springs, they started out with the Jeep and just modified it.
Yeah, it's like...
so, it's a Jeep.
It's like the XJ.
Yeah.
If you get an automatic one, it's technically a Toyota.
Yeah, AW4.
It's got an ASIN.
Yeah. So, this is a Jeep.
This is absolutely silly.
It's the best thing ever.
This is ridiculous.
And you can find these at Cascade Heavy Rescue /shop on the website. They're the first thing you see on there. I made sure they're #1 so that all my haters can tell everybody how much they hate me. And the best part is, like, even if you like me and are a fan of me, I want you to buy these shirts as well. And I want you to wear them, because I'm going to take all the money that I make from these shirts and I'm going to put them towards my Patreon thing I do every month with the patrons on there, where we take all that money and we use it to help others. So buying this shirt will be helping out other people and allow me to do more of that. And I think this is hilarious. So whether you hate me or love me, CascadeHeavyRescue.com /shop. I got you 2 of them.
I hate Casey.
I got him.
Casey Liddell twice as much.
I got you one in black.
You can get it in black as well.
And then we also have olive drab green and khaki tan for those that don't want the black or the red. Go check them out.
I've also got some stuff from you from Yankum.
Nice.
So.
Does it say I hate Yankum Ropes?
No. It should say
But
Yankum.
I know a graphic designer.
You know a guy.
Dude, that guy wasn't lying. These track belts are in great shape.
Yeah. So there's fresh grease in every single one of these things. Like,
Look at the suspension bogies.
Yeah. Well, that's road grime. This was like bright red when I got there.
Yeah, these things are beefy. Holy crap.
So what he was saying, Casey, was when they went to tires, when they went to like a 54-inch, like super duper big dog flotation tire, they gained 5 miles to the gallon.
So, here's a fun fact that I'm well aware of. Some of you might be. Tires are better than tracks, hands down. For what I do. If you want like deep snow capability stuff, like, yeah, that. But I'm not trying to go where a snowcat goes. I'm trying to go where a vehicle drove on tires and got stuck. So for that, tires are better than tracks. It's way more convenient for me. It's faster. I can hop in a rig, drive out there, do the recovery, drive back. It's way nicer, way easier, not trailer in a rig back and forth all the time. But why do I run tracks? One, I bought the first set of tracks because I thought they would be a really big help. They are. They do really help, but they're not necessary. I continue to run tracks because they do really freaking good on YouTube. And they are fun too. So
it's cool.
But yeah, it's
a cool factor.
These are not necessary for what I do. They are absolutely not. The tracks on the track Jeep, 100% not necessary for what I do. Tires would be much more convenient for me and allow me to do more faster. But tracks have that cool factor that works so well on YouTube that overall, on a monetary factor, it does make sense for me to run the tracks that aren't actually the most efficient tool for the job.
Oh, they're everywhere. He gave us a couple spare bogey.
What, you rally racing home? Jeez.
Apparently. No, this thing was super
spare
top
bogeys,
yep,
spare whatever
bogeys,
these are that I don't even know.
Track frame.
Oh, those are the walking beams.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and there's more over there.
Yeah, he gave us a couple of those. I think he gave us 3 or 4. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So 3 of them total set of those. But,
so,
yeah.
So we scored on this deal.
We scored for sure.
Nice. God, these things are beefy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much beefier they were.
It's a big difference. Genuinely big difference.
Yeah. So Ethan, by the way, Ethan knows tracks better than I do.
What?
Ethan worked for a shop that did all the maintenance and repair and rebuilding of the track systems for a resort we have here that's way out in track vehicle only territory and just runs. They put on, I don't even know how many miles they put on tracks. Blow away what I do.
Yeah.
And Ethan's one who did all the maintenance and repair on the track. So he knows track systems very well as far as the mechanics of them and all that better than I do. That's why I sent him out. Well, one, I didn't want to drive all the way to Montana and back.
Yeah, sure.
But the other reason was I was like, you get there, you look at them, you inspect them and see if they're worth it. Not me, you know better than I do.
Yep.
So if you're looking for like consumer tracks to use, have fun in the snow, get back and forth to your cabin on a Jeep, something like that, I'd choose American track trucks. Yeah. Hands down. I've had zero issues with them at all. I've beat them and used them in stuff you're not supposed to use them with. Took them to the sand dunes. We run them in the mud, out in the dry lake bed, run them up and down the highway at full speed. All the stuff you're not supposed to do with them, they've held up to it fine. They've also been great in the snow, and they've never once given me an issue. And the company is cool. The guy owns the company, super cool, super helpful. You call them up, you can talk to him directly. For a consumer track, even a more utility version like what I've been doing with them in the snow, that's what I choose hands down. But as you can see, there's no snow. And these are an all-season, all-terrain track, which is the biggest thing about it, is these are made for rocks, made for dirt, made for mud, and made for going down dry pavement highway. So especially this season where the snow, when we do have some, is way higher up the mountain. I don't want to have to trailer and haul the track Jeep miles and miles and miles up rough, bouncy Forest Service road, not knowing if you're going to have a spot to turn around, hit an icy patch around the next turn, and be sliding off like I've done in the past, making mistakes. Like, the snow being up so much higher, there's going to be a lot more of that. I don't want to do that. Yeah. These are going to allow me to unload at the bottom of the mountain and just drive up the road. No big deal, no matter whether it's snow, dirt, rocks. Yeah. It doesn't matter. These are made for that. Another fun fact about these is there are extra holes in that hub, as you can see. And being so much beefier, they are rated for a bigger vehicle than a Jeep or a Blazer or anything like that. And they just so happen to have the same lug pattern as that black Ram, as that silver Dodge. I don't know if I'm pointing at it or not because I can't see. And what will be the most fun, as this wrecker. And they're rated for the weight of this wrecker. So as long as those hubs, I'm not sure if those hubs will clear that inside collar on those tracks, especially the dually ones in the rear. But if they will, I am putting this thing on tracks at least once just to do it.
I'm game.
If they'll clear. Yeah, these are not even the same category as the American Track Truck. That's why I said, like, if what you're doing is recreational, wanting to go play in the snow with a Jeep and have something that's fairly affordable, because yes, the tracks, those American Track Truck tracks are expensive, but
how much is a new set of those, Casey?
I think the loaded out extended version, like mine, I think about 15.
Okay.
Which, yes, that's expensive, but can you build a tired rig that will go where those tracks will go for 15 grand?
Yeah, I'd say so.
No.
No?
Axles and all that stuff, by the time you get up into the 40 plus inch, because those things will blow away what 40 inch tires will do in the snow.
Yeah. I mean, I guess
now you're upgrading axles, you got to upgrade gearing, all that stuff, where the tracks are literally Casey, a stock vehicle that you, I know you Toyota guys, and all your weird pricing, everything seems expensive.
A tiny Toyota pickup on 40s and then just skip across the top of it.
Yeah, by the time you build axles to handle 40, because you're going to need 46s plus 52s.
73 transfer cases.
Yeah, exactly.
And a 22R, that's just...
Or...
Oh, okay.
You could just bolt tracks on and go.
Yeah, but like... Fine. You're right. Damn it.
It happens. But no, so like... For recreational, yes, and snow recreation, I would choose American Track Trucks over these, hands down, every time. That company's been great. Their products have been great. I'm not switching for any negative reason of theirs. It's the all-season, all-terrain capability and the weight rating, which American Track Truck does have a heavy-rated one that will have that weight rating, but they're still a snow-only track.
Right.
And like I said, I've used mine on others, and they've held up to it just fine, but... Also, because I got these used for a really good deal, I would not pay the new price for these. What is
retail for these?
60 grand.
Oh my!
Yeah, which is why
I was thinking like 25 to 30.
Which is why I ran the American Track Truck ones.
Okay.
And when I had to go in the sand, the snow, the mud, they're not rated for. I did it anyway because I'm like, I can rebuild those many times before I get to the cost of these.
Right.
Granted, I did not pay anywhere near 60 grand for these. These are very well used set that have tens of thousands of miles on them. Been very well maintained, but have lots of miles on them, which is why so this is so much beefier than the other ones. Yeah. I still do not see 60 grand here.
Yeah, I think I'd be hard pressed to want to spend $60K on something like this.
Yeah.
It's not a dig at Matt Tracks themselves.
No, they're a great product, obviously.
It's clearly well engineered. You're paying for a good product, but $60,000 is a new pickup, dude.
Yeah.
This is, I mean,
I didn't pay that for this pickup with the wheel lift and everything on the back.
Yeah. Unless you're making your livelihood in this sort of thing, which is what they were doing.
Yes. That's what I'm going to be doing too, but I still can't justify spending that much money.
Yeah,
so that's why I didn't.
You could almost get a Land Cruiser for that kind of money.
So since we talked about those are heavier rated, here's my thought. This thing, the more I've been driving this thing and using it and taking it out, it is such a good combination of just works good that I'm kind of hesitant to put the tracks on. I ordered the adapters from the 5 and 5.5 to 8 on 6.5 to bolt them on. It has a hydro assist. They are literally, once those adapters are on, a bolt on and go. But this thing is just, it works so freaking good. It's such a well put together package. Vern that built it did such a great job that it's kind of hard to justify taking it apart. And I would have to do something with the lockers, which work fine on tires, but would be a problem on those tracks. But then there's this that I use on a lot of recovery stuff. And there are times it's not getting to and from the recovery that's been my issue at all. That's fine, even on tires. Like I said, the tracks are really overkill for that. The issue is once it's sitting there and having to pull the lightweight Jeep sitting still, whether it's on tracks or tires, that doesn't matter, to pull some heavier rig up the bank or when it's frozen in the snow, something like that. This truck actually works a lot better for the actual pulling recovery than the Jeep does once you're on site. So we have ordered, actually Nate at Elite Fleet, not we, Nate at Elite Fleet ordered everything to do hydro assist on this truck. It has the lug pattern on it already. And I think I'm going to put the tracks on this truck, and this is going to be my tracked rig for the winter and for the summer, because those are an all year round track. So that will be the on tires off-roading wheeling rig. This will be the tracked rig. That thing's just the cool rig. Ooh, Yankum sweaters too?
Yeah.
That's like Christmas, man.
Christmas is Monday.
We all got gifts today.
There you go.
Don't worry, we're going to get back to the whole hater thing here real quick, but I was just so distracted by these super cool tracks that just showed up. And by the way, thank you, Ethan, for driving all the way to Montana to get those things.
You're welcome. I never want to do that.
That took a whole load off me and allowed me to keep doing some stuff here that I needed to do. So that was very nice. Oh, by the way,
what's that?
We're going to Washington in 3 days. I hadn't told him about that yet.
Oh, are we dropping off that thing?
Yeah, we got to take the track chief up to Washington.
Cool, okay.
So yeah, we're going to Washington. We just came back from Nevada. Ethan just went to Montana and back. We're going to Washington and back in a few days. And maybe Utah.
Oh yeah.
Idaho and then Utah coming up after that. So people like, I say I never have time to get things done. I have a hard time keeping up with everything because I'm so busy. People are like, oh, you're so busy, you just make YouTube videos for a living. Well, all these like trips all over the place is what I do. Ethan's, like him being in Montana this week and me not having to go, massive help. I didn't get jack shit done, but massive help time-wise.
I mean, I've never been to Montana, and I've never been past Boise in terms of Idaho. So.
Well, now you can say you experienced 30 miles of Montana.
Yeah, there you go. I've been to Yellowstone, West Yellowstone.
Yeah, there you go.
There was snow on the ground there. I should have brought it with me.
Yeah.
Wasn't very much.
These will bolt onto this truck, you know. If you got like a bad snowstorm coming back. I was like worried about that. Man, I hope it doesn't get a snowstorm on him and everything, towing the trailer and all. I'm like, those tracks will bolt onto the truck. He's good.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
Well, there goes Ethan, his Land Cruiser. That's another thing I got a lot of hate for, is I'm always poking at Land Cruisers. And in a previous video, I called Land Cruiser people silly hippies. They're like, what do you got against Land Cruisers? What's your beef with Toyotas? All my friends have them, so I gotta make fun of them. That's just like part of having friends. So, yeah, Ethan, he's going home, taking a nap. He's had a long few days. I very much appreciate him making that trip. Those tracks are gonna be a whole different world, especially on that truck. That also means we can pull this bed off and build a much more recovery type of setup on here and make this a dedicated recovery truck, which is kind of what I was wanting to do anyway, is 2 winches off the back. I'm not going to do like a boom and a sling and tow and all that stuff. That's not a tow truck recovery. 2 inches on the back, definitely not boom. Maybe up to like this high where the fair leads come out, and then the winches up there so that cable spools correctly, and then make this just dedicated for recovery. And what makes it extra cool is the fact that you can switch from those tracks to these tires in like 45 minutes at most, probably closer to a half hour. It is literally just undoing the lug nuts, taking the tires off, put the tracks on, lug nuts back on, once the hydro assist and stuff is done. So that will be a very cool, versatile truck. This is what I've wanted for a long time to be my main recovery rig. This is going to be much more like hardcore wheeling, family wheeling, get out deeper, like tires type of stuff. So this one's going to get a lot more use as well. And like I said, I got a lot of hate for selling the Jeeps, and Jeeps is why we're on this channel in the first place. Cool story. Go watch the Jeep channel. This has Jeep springs in it, so like it's a Jeep. And for those who asked if that tire was bigger than that one, no. Or why that one has a different wheel on it, it doesn't. Same wheels, same tires all the way around. The only difference is the beadlock ring, and yes, these are true beadlocks. This ring is painted, that ring and the others are not. That might make this tire look a little bigger, but whatever. But same wheels, everything is same. It's just literally paint on a ring. But back to the haters. I love it. A lot of people tell me like, oh, don't give them a time of day. Don't bother with that. Like, don't read the dude, this is fun for me. I like poking at people and stirring the pot. It's a hobby of mine. And a fun fact about that is that poking at those haters on YouTube and messing with them is great for audience engagement because it stirs up comments. Comments are a massive driver of the algorithm. A lot of people are very worried about doing that because they're worried about offending someone and losing a viewer. I don't give a shit about that. If you don't like me, you don't like me. I don't care. Your opinion of me does not matter. Something I learned a long time ago is that other people's opinion of you is none of your business. Let them think what they want. It does not matter. There are only two people in this world whose opinion of me I care about, and those are my two girls that are up there in that house. Aside from them, don't care. Don't like me, like me. It's all fine with me. It doesn't matter. I am going to miss this thing, though. In a few days, this will get loaded on the trailer and head up to Washington. It's going to get used as a access vehicle for a remote cabin. Someone has a cabin way out in the woods where in the wintertime it's snowmobile, snowshoe, snowcat, or snow Jeep access only. And for what they want to do with it, just access back and forth to their cabin through the winter. This is going to be a perfect vehicle. They can all load up in it. Those tracks are some of the best like snow tracks out there. Because like I said, I'm not switching because of anything negative about these American track truck. These are the Dominator XLs at all. Absolutely love these things. Been running them for a couple seasons now. Used them in a whole bunch of terrain you're not supposed to use them in. Not one single issue. I have had to change a couple bogey wheels because I've like hit something and been a bogey wheel. That's no big deal at all. Never hurt a track belt. Never hurt a hub bearing. Never lost a bogey bearing. Frames are good and they've gotten used. Could not be happier with these as a snow track, but this year we don't have any snow, for one, and two, I've wanted to use that heavier Dodge as a recovery, the tracked recovery vehicle, because when we get on site to do the recovery, that heavier truck is better in every way than the Jeep. So that is why I'm switching. If you're looking for snow tracks for your vehicle, American Track Truck is who I recommend by far. Great company. The owner, like I said, you call up, you could talk to the owner. Any questions? He's a very helpful guy. So I am kind of hesitant to let these go and switch over because they've been so trouble-free and work so well, but I need that all-season capability and the heavier truck capability. But again, the haters, yes. Another sad but true fact about YouTube is any sort of little bit of controversy at all, YouTube algorithm loves it. It starts pumping stuff to that. It absolutely loves it because it gets people engaged in it and watching it, and people watching is how YouTube makes money. So YouTube loves that stuff. So when people get all upset and there's back and forth, great for the algorithm. Terrible if you're worried about someone's opinion of you and that someone might not like you, but for the algorithm, great. That's also why, like, when someone says some dumbass comment or something stupid, I'll pin their comment and then I'll say something snarky back to it. And that'll usually start an argument in the comments, and people are like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you delete the bad comments? Just delete the bad comments. It's like, no, comments are the biggest driver of the algorithm. And when I do something like that, what I'm doing in all reality is turning that one negative comment into 100 comments that the algorithm sees and gets credit for, which helps push that video out to even more people. And it really is. I can track the deep analytics on the computer side. What the hell's going on over there? We don't have any like close neighbors, but off of ways there's some neighbors, and sometimes the dogs get going wild. But anyway, I can track like the deep analytics on the computer on the back end of YouTube, and that stuff works. But again, you have to be okay with people not liking you and maybe losing some viewers over it, which I am 100% okay with. Because, oh darn, I upset that one person who was a total dumbass and saying incredibly mean and rude things. And then I said something snarky back to them, and that offended them, so now they left and I lost a viewer. Cool freaking story. If all those extra comments and all that stuff that comes from it, by actually responding to them instead of just deleting it and pretending it never happened, brings me 10 viewers, 20 viewers, 30 viewers more, that's a net gain, not a loss. And that algorithm is also why I made up these hilarious shirts. Because my haters should buy this shirt so they could tell everybody how much they hate me and what an asshole I am and how stupid I am and how much I don't know about towing and recovery. But I want the people who like me to wear them too, because if someone is out wearing, I don't even have one on. I have a Trailmater shirt on right now. But if someone is out wearing a Trailmater hat, how's it going, Roy? If someone's out wearing a Cascade Heavy Rescue shirt, someone's gonna see that shirt, but never get a second thought. If you're out and you see a shirt that says, I hate Casey Liddell on it, being worn by someone, you're gonna be like, who the hell is Casey Liddell and what did he do? And there's gonna be a good portion of people who Google that name to figure out who the hell Casey Liddell is. And this is where the beauty of the algorithm comes in, because Google owns YouTube. So the YouTube algorithm knows what you search on Google. And when you search that name, it's gonna bring up a whole bunch of YouTube videos that you're probably gonna click on. Now in normal YouTube world, YouTube puts videos in front of your face for you to click on if you choose to do so. And when you do that, the algorithm basically gives, an easy way of saying it is credit to me for having a thumbnail, a title, a video, whatever that made someone want to click on it. Then I get a certain amount of credit for that. But if someone searches out my name by typing it in a search bar and seeking it out, that gets a whole lot more credit in the algorithm because that person actually sought me out to then watch my video. So that view is worth even more, which is why I made the I Hate Casey Liddell shirts. And I want everybody to wear them. Whether you love me, whether you hate me, whether you don't care in between, I want to see those shirts out there, especially since the proceeds from those shirts are going to go to help out our Patreon project, which that's another thing I get hate for, and I don't get it. There's a lot of people who get really upset when I do those type of videos because it's not snow recovery with the Jeep. And I don't care, because that's what I truly do want to do. I'd much rather do that type of stuff full time than this stuff, because that is what I truly enjoy doing. So we're going to continue to do it. So all the proceeds from that going to help fund that stuff along with the Patreon, and it's just going to allow us to do that much more. I do find it really interesting though. That's another thing. I can go back and track the analytics. Almost every single one of those Patreon project things I do where we go like to help people, whether it's the giving plate, whether it was helping the different veterans, whether it was donating the light towers to the youth sports league, all that stuff, I lose subscribers on every one of those videos. They always perform way low. We'll never make any money off of them, and I lose subscribers. But I will continue to keep doing it because that is what I truly enjoy doing. So now that you know a bit more of the plan about this truck and how I want to turn it into the tracked recovery vehicle, which is why the tracked Jeep is going away, even though this truck will not go where the tracked Jeep will go on tracks, especially since I believe those new tracks are not quite as much of an actual surface area on the ground as the American track truck brand. I'm actually fairly certain they're not. Plus this is a heavier vehicle, meaning it won't go as far as in the snow as the other one will. But like I said, in all reality, I'm only using the tracks for this stuff because they perform so well on YouTube. And when YouTube performs well, it allows me to do more of the helping others thing. That is what I really like to do out of all this. So, even though this won't perform like the track Jeep will in the snow, it'll still go everywhere I need to go to get to a vehicle that went somewhere on tires and got stuck. It's just simple facts of it. And then when I get there, this will be a better rig for doing the recovery, which is why it's replacing the track Jeep. This, on the other hand, is replacing the TJ6. And that is, like I said in the previous video, because this, I can fit the family in really easy. It's going to make it a lot more comfortable for us to go out, which means we're going to do it a lot more often. And then the way this thing is built, with that cage and all, it's far, far safer for my wife and daughter to be in, which is what really matters. Performance-wise, it's probably pretty close to on par with what that TJ6 will do performance-wise. Maybe a little better, but it's the safety factor and the comfort factor for the family is why this is replacing the TJ6. actual on-the-job performance of the recoveries is why that's replacing the track Jeep. And massive boost for the YouTube algorithm that helps me do more for others is why they're not replacing the original shirts, but they are going to be in addition to it. Like I said, red, black, olive drab green, khaki tan, whichever color you like, you can get it there. CascadeHeavyRescue.com/shop. Thank you for the people who support this channel and allowing me to do everything I do with this and allow me to do so much for others that I truly love doing out of this. And thank you for the haters, because you guys don't realize how much you do for this as well, and that is even more hilarious to me. We'll see you next time.